Hello there, guys and girls, it's me, it's Grifter. Today I would like to talk about, well, it's not gonna be games, but it's going to be something that really, well, I didn't cover it here yet, but it is something I have covered many times before in my life. I'm talking about aliens, or UFOs. But before we get down, let's roll that darn intro. Hello there, guys and girls. Like I said before, today won't be covering like usual, won't be gaming related, but I don't think that will be any problem, will it? And if it is a problem, just push that button. I don't know what button. Maybe there's not a button to stop a movie. But anyways, just change channel. But if you're not, if you are interested in whatever, if you're interested, just wait and stay. I wanna talk about something remarkable that came to my attention a few years ago regarding UFOs. UFO sightings date from a while back, and with a while back I mean way back, before Christ. There were big sightings back in those days. Probably meteors or other natural phenomena that people didn't understand, and they credited to UFOs or gods. But since we have no photographic evidence, and nothing more like cave wall paintings or rewritten papers and Biblish stuff, we're gonna cover stuff that we can actually see. So we're gonna skip also the 8th century, the 9th century, the 16th and 17th century, where there have been a lot of UFO sightings as well. Oh, but before I continue, I would like to state, when I was young, I was a real believer. But late these days, well, I still believe that there is life somewhere. But I don't believe we have seen all these UFOs. I'm gonna try to explain why. I'm even going to skip the 19th century. The reason why, because, well, there is some evidence, but not that convincing evidence. So we're gonna go straight to the 20th century. It is pretty safe to say that UFOs, the whole phenomena, has been strengthened by the media. That's a fact. So were the newspapers a great source of the global, well, madness that surrounds the whole thing, but also the fact that movies played a big part in this whole scheme of UFO sightings. We're first gonna cover the media, the newspapers, and so of course it's pretty important to understand how it all came to be. So, like I said, we're gonna skip the 19th century, we started at the 20th. So, beginning of that century we had New Zealand, which had the Otago mystery airships. Then we had the Miracle of the Sun, which happened in Portugal. But more importantly, it started with the Second World War. We have the famous Foo Fighters, you know, those small metallic spheres and colorful balls of light that the pilots could see flying around their aircrafts, and there were many people who reported this, especially the Americans. Then we had some incidents, and very important, in 1942 we had Battle of Los Angeles, which showed us, well, the army just fired a few hours completely rounds on an airship that was floating there, that was standing still. Later they stated this was a weather balloon. It's incredible. This story really, it intrigues me till today. It's such a shame we never will know what really happened there. But then there were some more things that happened, and of course in 1947 we had the famous Roswell UFO crash. So with this I would like to start with the media coverage. But it's in that moment that movies started to play a part in it.
So feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but in the 1930s we had about two movies that were really famous, Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers, which showed us spaceships, aliens, our imagination started to play big parts. In the 40s we had another Flash Gordon movie, The Purple Monster Strikes, and Bruce Gentry. But it's really in the 50s that we really started to make movies, what I'm talking about. We had The Flying Disc from Mars, we had The Flying Sorcerer, we had Mysterious Island, The Day the Earth Stood Still, The Thing from Another World. There were really lots of movies in the 50s. Invaders from Mars, whatever. You think it, you name it, and it probably existed. So it really started to play in the minds of the people. But there is a curious thing. Beginning the 20th century, photographic technology became commercially available. So every amateur could start to make photographs. Thank you, Kodak. So everyone could buy one, and so beginning the 19th century, there were lots of pictures that surfaced. People claiming, look, I have this UFO. But there's something remarkable with that. That's the design of the UFOs. Oh, really? I'll show you some cars that we drove around in the 50s, 60s. I'm gonna show you some pictures from the 50s, 60s, from the UFOs. Then I'm going to go to the 80s, 90s, and I'm gonna show you the cars from the 80s, 90s, and the UFOs from the 80s, and 90s. So I'm showing you right now cars that are coming from the 50s. Is there something that strikes you when you're looking at these cars? Well, I do know that the round shaped, just like the flying saucers we saw during that period of time. I can show you some pictures right now. Also, take a look at these cars. From the 70s to the 80s to the 90s. Isn't it remarkable shape? It's going from the round-like shaped object more to a, I don't know, straight lines, squares, stuff like that. So even the UFOs did that. They advanced as well. Hell, if you look at the Belgium triangle UFOs, they're so advanced. I mean, it was like these UFOs were coping with our imagination. What we showed in movies, what we showed in our fantasies and in our daily life use, they incorporated that. Those aliens were watching us. And they were thinking, we can't make those people afraid, so we have to adapt our style and our designs. Or is it all imagination and fakery? Well, I'll let that one up to you guys and girls. But it goes even further. If you go to our modern age UFOs, if you look at those pictures, those things are amazing. The design and I don't know, I mean, the effects are so immersive. I mean, it must be real, right? I mean, who will fake all these things? Or wouldn't they? Now, I have to stop. This is for another movie. I just wanted to pinpoint the fact, isn't it weird that UFOs change style over time? I mean, why would UFOs from the 60s and 50s look so retarded old? I mean, why would they be so classical looking if those alien technologies are way more advanced than our technology? Why is it those things look like they're from the 50s and 60s? I wonder, are the UFOs really UFOs, or has it always been us that we've seen? Anyways, I would like to thank you guys for checking out my channel. Most of you probably do so, no? Doesn't matter. If you're new here, do subscribe. You will feel special, I promise. And do smash that like. Alright, sayonara, boys and girls. Grifters signing off.